You're taking a live look, or I wish, live look. You're taking a look at some wonderful photos that you guys had submitted to us here at Fox 19 of last night's spectacle of the northern lights, once again gracing our skies here in the tri-state. We're in solar, really close to solar maximum. We're kind of on the outside of it, which is why we've been able to see so many opportunities of the northern lights. You can kind of see a very faint glow on the horizon there. These photos submitted to us from Kendra down towards Vevey, Indiana, as well as a viewer out in Adams County as well, two very rural areas compared to us here downtown Cincinnati. If you have any photos that you want to send us here at Fox 19, please do on our website, fox19.com. Good afternoon, I'm meteorologist Erin Ashley. What's on our radar for today? We're not tracking much in the way of space weather, but plenty of active weather to talk about as we approach your weekend plans. It all starts really today with the very cold temperatures. No longer a first alert weather day though, because those wind chills are at least on the plus side, no longer below zero. Tomorrow we are going to warm up back near about 42 degrees. And while it is going to be pretty short-lived, it's at least going to be a brief break from being in the freezer. We are watching out for just a small opportunity for some light snow, light rain, maybe a little bit of both, but I'd say it's mainly going to be the winds for your Wednesday that we need to keep an eye on. And then we're going to start to calm down, but cool down even more for Thursday and Friday. You'll see some sun before the weekend turns to the active side once again. We have a little bit more certainty in how cold it's going to get rather than what kind of winter weather we could be looking at, which, yes, snow is not out of the question for sure. We'll unpack that threat coming up in just a few minutes, but for right now, let's unpack what the immediate forecast is looking like, which today, just cold sunshine. High temperatures today are still going to be in the 20s. Tomorrow, a brief warm up back near 40, if not into the 40s. It's also going to be windy, so you're going to notice that stiff breeze coming in from the southwest ahead of another cold front that's going to be carrying on through early Thursday, and that's when temperatures are going to start to tumble. That'll happen a little bit later on in the afternoon. So that's just your immediate forecast. Today we're still in the teens. It's 18 in Cincinnati. Deep blue skies, kind of looks like it should be warmer outside, but of course it's not. These winds are out of the south right now, not helping, making it feel any better. It feels like 7 degrees. At least we're on the plus side with the wind chills here locally. Other temperatures include 19 up in Hamilton, 16 up in Lebanon, eastern side of Hamilton County at the Lunken Airport at 20, and down in northern Kentucky, Owenton at 19, Maysville at 18. We're going to slowly see these numbers trickle up with the help of a breeze from the west-southwest, but these winds aren't too strong today. They're really going to pick up tomorrow, up to about 40 miles an hour, maybe even the isolated 45 mile per hour wind gust. And that'll help get us back into the 40s for those temps. Whereas today, these winds are doing more harm than good, I would say, making it feel extra cold at times, which, yes, we're still holding on to the single-digit wind chills, and even though we're on the plus side of the wind chill values, no longer below zero, it's still dangerously cold outside if you are outside for long periods of time because of the wind chill, of course. So be mindful of that. Hats, gloves, scarves, winter coats, maybe several winter coats needed. High temperatures today just peaking in the middle 20s, kind of like yesterday, just a little bit more on the sunny side for sure. And we're going to hang on to those clear skies as we head overnight into your Wednesday, which is going to be a lot better than what we're forecasting for today as far as the temperature goes, which high today 24. Crisp sunshine, single digit wind chills, and the sunset today at 5:45. Now, if you have evening plans tonight, it's going to be cold like the afternoon, except this evening, those temperatures are going to be dropping pretty quickly once the sun sets back into the low 20s and eventually the teens. That's where we're going to see temperatures bottom out tonight, and that's because we're going to see some clouds coming back into the tri-state. So while temperatures are going to drop at first, they're going to kind of steady out, and that's because we do have some clouds on the way. And high pressure, it's nestled just a little bit farther south of us, so we're seeing a light breeze from the south because of this, but I want to bring your attention out far north and west. Our next weather maker just now rolling off the Rockies, coming in, diving off the north as well. We're going to be watching out for Very light impact from this, but it's mainly going to be the driver of cold air coming back into the tri-state, setting up the scene for the weekend forecast, which still has a chance for some accumulating snow. But as far as tomorrow goes, not as bad in the temperature department, but still bitterly cold. We're waking up in the teens, maybe the low 20s, depending on that cloud cover. And then tomorrow morning, or afternoon rather, 42, your forecast high. Temperatures are going to be noticeably warmer. Still coat worthy, I would say, but at least we're out of the freezer. And yes, we're going to be holding on to light opportunities for both light rain and light snow throughout the day. Now, temperatures throughout the atmosphere are very different from north to south. However, because we're only seeing a very light amount of moisture with this, at least this system, I'm not too concerned about the actual showers coming down, or none of us are here at Fox 19. It's very light impact from that, but with this cold front that's associated with the light opportunity of rain and snow tomorrow, that's going to be pulling on in the very cold temperatures that you're going to be seeing nestling back into the tri-state, especially this weekend. We'll unpack that here in just a second. I want to show you how light the impact is going to be with what we see tomorrow. Look at it. It's very light where we do see it. Again, most of the activity is going to be far north of the tri-state. We're kind of just seeing the tail end of this clipping our northern counties. Not everyone's going to see it tomorrow, but depending on the temperatures and the set arrival time of these showers, could be looking at some snow north of Cincinnati, maybe a little bit of rain coming into the mix. Depends how quickly we're able to warm up, but as soon as those showers start, they're going to start to exit the tri-state. Again, about a 20% chance through about the middle of the afternoon, and then we're looking good for the evening plans. Now, as we work into your Thursday, your Friday, and especially your weekend, that is when those temperatures are really going to take a nosedive. We're going to be in the low 40s Wednesday, middle 30s Thursday, but then by the end of the day Thursday, overnight into Friday, that's when temperatures are going to start to drop very quickly. But Friday itself, high temperatures are going to be in the teens. We go from the middle 30s Thursday to the low teens on Friday, a 24-hour difference to drop that much. And then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, all have chances for snow here in that 7 to 10-day forecast. Not to mention, there's a lot of uncertainty in the snow itself. Again, we're really banking on the cold, though. We're going to be on the colder side of the system if the trend remains our friend. And while that does really diminish the threat of any ice or any rain, which we're not forecasting that anymore. We're on the cold side of things. We could be looking at a decent amount of snow. However, there is a lot of uncertainty in how this is going to play out. We've already seen within the last couple of days a lot of changes in the timing of this. This is why we're really pinpointing and saying, hey, Saturday, Sunday, even Monday, all three of those days could really be impacted by snow. I'll show you what the model data is looking like right now here in just a second, but we're still banking on the set arrival time to be late Saturday and on your Sunday. If you had to pick a day this weekend to do anything outside, even though it's going to be very cold and I wouldn't recommend it, Saturday is looking like the mostly dry day, especially early. And then later on in the evening, that's when the snow looks like it's going to start to come back into the tri-state. So let's get into the details of it a little bit more. And I want you to look at this with a big grain of salt and be like, hey, this has changed, and this is more than likely going to change a lot. And this is very normal with snow here in the tri-state to see big changes like this. But model number one is putting a lot of snow on top of us. This looks like a lot, and yes, the model data is picking up on several inches of accumulating snow. But model number two is feast or famine. Notice the difference here, and this is what we're working with here as meteorologists. We could be looking at several inches of snow that would have heavy impact to your plans, especially on Sunday, or we could be looking at a typical snow event, 1, 2, maybe 3 inches of snow depending on where you are. Feast or famine is really what we're seeing here at Fox 19. I'm going to show you what our quote-unquote worst case scenario is going to be, and which model 1 is kind of picking up on a little bit more, not only heavy snow, but it's picking up on a longer time frame, more snow showers over a longer period of time. So we're going to see a mostly dry start to Saturday with model 1, even through sunset on Saturday. Still eyeing heavy impact to your Sunday, though. Those snow showers will start, and then look, they continue all the way through Monday. And that is why it's dropping a good amount of snow on top of us. But at the same time, we've got other models that are saying quite the opposite. So something that we just want to be transparent about as we approach your weekend is that we don't have a lot of certainty in the snow chances itself, but the cold really locking itself in our forecast. So cold is definitely going to be an impact no matter what. How much snow we're going to see, still up for debate. Okay, let's see if we have any questions rolling on in. David's tuning in. Come on, spring. I'd like a thunderstorm over this. Yes, I love a thunderstorm or two. JD's tuning in. I see the sun today. What's the weather for Canton tomorrow morning? I see the sun today too. It's wonderful, but it's cold, and that's what the weather is going to be for Canton tomorrow morning. All right, here's your 7 to 10 day forecast, guys. We go from the middle 20s today to the teens overnight into Wednesday, stepping out the door to the teens on Wednesday. It's going to be another cold start, just not as cold. Low 40s for the afternoon. A few flakes, a few drops, about a 20% chance you'll see that throughout the morning into your early afternoon, and then we start to calm down. Thursday, temperatures are going to start to fall. We go from 36 on Thursday afternoon to waking up in the 20s Friday. Temperatures continue to fall throughout the day on Friday. We're seeing afternoon temps in the low teens, which sets the stage for a very cold weekend ahead. The mornings and the evenings looking like they're going to be in the single digits, guys, bottoming out near 0 Saturday morning, and then low teens on Sunday. But again, that's when the snow starts to come back into the tri-state. So snow arrives late Saturday. It's going to be snowy, breezy, cold, unpleasant, maybe dangerous outside to be, or dangerous to be outside on Sunday, and then some lingering light snow there on Monday. And then we're going to hold on to the very cold temperatures through the rest of this 10-day forecast. Looks like the end of January, which can't believe we're talking about that, is looking not only active, but especially cold. Okay, not seeing any other questions coming on in, which means we're going to go ahead and hop off here in just a second. We're going to have the latest information for you guys coming in this afternoon, Fox 19 at 3 o'clock, not only about the winds that we're going to be seeing tomorrow. Again, these winds gusting up to about 40, maybe an isolated 45-mile-per-hour wind gust. A light rain snow chance. Tomorrow's not a first alert weather day, though. However, heading into this upcoming weekend, that's when not only we're seeing a chance for some snow, but a little bit more certainty in how cold it's going to be and for how long it's going to be super cold. I mean, we're only maxing out in the teens starting Friday all the way through Sunday, maybe even Monday too, can't rule it out depending on that snow. And we don't see much improvement even throughout next work week. A very long period of very cold temperatures. We'll let you know of any changes should they come up in the model data. But for now, signing off here in Queensgate, I'm meteorologist Erin Ashley. Have a great rest of your Tuesday and stay warm.